Welcome to Caroline's Epic Adventures Yarn Crawl. What is a yarn crawl, you say? Well, let's talk about the yarn crawl experience. So, you follow hashtag SD yarn crawl and you follow that, and there is quite a few yarn shops in San Diego and on the outliers of San Diego. So according to my calculations for the 2022 yarn crawl experience, there were 8 places to go to. Now, I must tell you, here's a little story time. So this was my first time away from home all by myself. I didn't take anybody with me. And the reason why is because my son lives in San Diego. And I said, hey, what do you think about a visit during the yarn crawl? Because I still haven't seen his place and he's lived there for over a year. And so he said, sure, but I won't be here because I'm going to New York. By the way, can you watch my dog? So this adventure was dog watching as well as the yarn crawl. However, I was all alone. And as I was leaving, my baby girl, who's only 8, she's turning 9, and she took me to the train station, her and my husband, and she had conjured up this wonderful farewell to say goodbye to me, and she had it all in her head. Okay, so she was like, I thought this was gonna be like, we walk you to the train, we give you some last hugs, and we say we love you and we'll see you soon, and then you're waving and everyone's gathering on the train, and it's just this wonderful experience. Have you been to a train station recently? It was not that good 20 years ago, and it sure is awful now. There's so many shady characters there, and just foul language and dirtiness. And I didn't let my daughter get out of the car, so that just tells you. I said my farewells in the car, and then I walked to the train station by myself, and I am so thankful I did, because the characters that were in the station as well as outside the station, and it was just not a good experience. I just didn't want to show her that world yet. So that was how I left. Okay, it took me 2 trains and a bus from where I'm located to where my son is located. The yarn crawl took place on September 8th through the 11th. I arrived on September 6th nighttime. So I had one full day to get my bearings and see San Diego, and to take my son to the airport because he was heading to New York for a vacation or a little getaway. So I was dog watching at his place. And you know what? I must tell you, it was a proud moment for a mom when you go to your son's house and it is clean and organized and everything is labeled correctly and put away neatly and everything. It was so nice. It was very nice to see that your son is doing well, and very proud mom moment. He has a beautiful scenery from his studio. So San Diego Yarn Crawl Day 1, they let you download this little planner. So at each shop, it tells you what's happening at what hour and what goodies are available. So these were all the details that you needed to know. I unfortunately could not plan my yarn crawl experience with what was going on. I found out that I don't like traveling alone and driving in San Diego. You know the saying, you only live once? No. I want to live through this. Okay, I felt like I was gonna die every time I got behind the wheel. Whew, the freeways and highways and byways and one-ways. Oh my gosh, it was not good. Okay, it was super scary. I think I have PTSD from it. Oh, it was not fun. So Thursday, I head out. Day one, I hit up as my first location, the Apricot Yarn and Supply. And it was a very nice shop with loads of fibers and beautiful things to buy. However, I only purchased because I was planning on hitting every shop for the big grand prize, which was a $400. It was worth $400. It was $50 to spend at 8 of the shops participating. So that was my plan. So I wanted to buy something from every shop. I bought this was the bag, the tote that they kept putting on the San Diego yarn crawl, as this was made specifically for the yarn crawl. So I just decided, well, I'm going to be buying yarn and collecting buttons, and at each shop they would give you a button and little something, just a little something, as well as 2 patterns, one crochet pattern and one knit pattern. Plus you could win prizes, like I said, but you had to plan your adventure correctly. I did not. So I bought this. And if you were on my Instagram, a storm hit as I was there, and it was pouring down. So and in San Diego, you have to park far away. So then I'm walking in this rain, and in my Instagram live thing I did, I was soaking wet everywhere. And that was my first stop, and my hair just went. Let's just say my San Diego yarn crawl, I'm getting drenched. Oh gosh. And everywhere you go, you have to walk because parking is ridiculous. So it was 95 degrees and so humid, and now it's pouring rain, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I made it to my car. And then I realized the car I was driving, the windshield wipers weren't working and they were broken. The little flapping thing was all over the place. So I was very scared to venture out. But then it stopped raining. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try and make it to the next one because it's only 10 minutes away. So my second stop was at the Needlecraft Cottage, and that was in San Diego. Like I said, 10 minutes away. At the Needlecraft Cottage, I bought only fabric. They had an okay selection of yarn. I didn't really look for the yarn. I just saw a lot of fabric, and I decided to pick up fabric because I'm planning on making something for Christmas. So I got this little charm pack, I think it's called, with all these little Christmas fabrics. And then I also got this little bigger one. So I didn't spend very much at all. I mean, it's just lots of nice, colorful Christmas fabrics to make something fun. So I only bought this and this, so I only spent 40 bucks. 20 bucks and 15 bucks. So I'm doing really good. So that was the second shop. At the third shop, we hit the mother lode. And I won something. It was just a drawing, but so I didn't have to do anything to win it, but be there. And I won this. So I took a picture and I put that on Instagram. It is a lovely cotton yarn by Circulo Natural Cotton Multicolor Premium. It's a nice big cake. I guess it's a skein. So it's a number 3 weight, 247 yards. So I won this. Made a big purchase. Okay, so I have never seen this yarn at a shop, although, you know, I go to Michael's and Joann's, and yeah, I'm not going to find this nice fiber. But I found Barocco Ultra Alpaca, and this I just thought would make a lovely bear. It's just this tonal browns, and it feels amazing, and that wool is going to give such a nice effect to a bear. And then this one has little speckles of this neutral brown color within this green, and I just thought, well, these go really good together. I don't know what I'm gonna make, but it feels great. I think it's just, this halo is gonna do a nice effect on an amigurumi, because you can't really make anything unless you buy loads of this, like for a sweater, and that's not very cost effective. And then this one feels even more amazing, and it's called Llama Una Mirasol. Pure extra fine baby llama. And I got this. These were $13 each. And again, I bought this lovely golden brown color, and I made that bear, and I just had that bear in my head. And then I bought these two to go with it. So if it's wearing clothes, maybe I'll try to incorporate these gorgeous colors. Same brand, the Mirasol. You don't get a lot of yardage. It's a very small, what is this called? It's a very small hank. But those colors, oh, they're so glorious. I just loved that I saw Christmas with these two colors. It's not that bright red. It's that very deep wine red that I love. And then these golden browns. Oh. So I hope I can make something with this. That concludes my purchase at this shop, Yarn and Thread Expressions. I loved that shop, and they had handcrafted bowls, ceramic bowls. So I won some yarn, but this shop is so cool. I love everything that they have shown, and they have this lovely handcrafted bowls, and you can put double the yarn, cotton yarns. There's two. It has hand engraving. They're so beautiful. The shop is cool. We got so much. Oh, this says new. Lots of cool things in there. I could have spent all day in there. And also, if you made a $50 purchase at this place, you got to pick a bag. And I picked a bag, and I got this big hank of, I'm gonna say it's black yarn. Uruguayan natural spun. So I got that, and this feels lovely. Okay, and then they also gave us a pin, and for the pattern, for the free pattern, they gave us the link for it, and then they gave us this little tiny bear to put on a yarn charm, or yarn keeper. You know what I mean. Anyways, it's a bear. That was it for the day one, which was a Thursday. Then on Friday, that storm hit hard, and it came back with a vengeance. And they put out all these warnings of high winds and storming, and I am new to driving in San Diego. It's straight crazy there. You have to be an aggressive driver, and you have to know where you're going. So I decided to stay off the road on Friday. Saturday was my last day because Sunday morning I was leaving. So on Saturday, I went first thing in the morning, and I got the windshield wipers. I was good to go, and it was raining. It started sprinkling, and my heart was pounding. But I made it to my location, and it was 40 minutes of driving to get there. Now, I've shot some video of this place and I'll include here of how fiber gets going and what they do to clean it, what they do to separate it, how they prepare it for being dyed, and it was very cool, and we got to see some baby alpacas. I must say it has been an adventure. Oh my goodness. This is the waiting part for the shuttle. I forget which farm I'm at, but I'm in country where mountains are, and it took quite a bit of driving to get here, and then we get shuttled up to the place. So I'm over here sitting alone. Everyone else is sitting in their cars. So
you ready to go for a ride?
Yeah, I'm ready. I am up here, like way up in the mountains. I had to take a shuttle up here. All those mountains. And the road twisted like this. It was very scary. Look at a baby alpaca is a cria. Hello. Aren't they cute?
Because they do like to lay down and roll me down. So that's the first step. There's lots of vegetation in there, so we're going to put it on these center. They can pull out the center and just keep spinning. So it's a center pull, so they can just keep pulling it out. If I don't, I'm going to drop it into the cans. That's what these are for. And we're going to take it out here. Now, I don't know if you realize or not, but you're fearfully and wonderfully made. For me, is we have these two blue lines. Those are very important. The reason why we have that is because we're going to weigh out the fiber. Okay. We'll store it up here. And if I were to just take, I'm really going to be consistent. I'm always taking 3 ounces of fiber. But if I spread it out this far, and then next time this far, and then back to this far, I'm going to have thick and thin spots in the yarn, just by the fact that, I took 3 ounces of fiber, but I was guessing on how much I did. Spread it. So with the blue lines, you know to always spread it between those two blue lines, then you're going to be as consistent as possible. So it's going to go in here. You can see it's starting to work over the workers and strippers. And what this one actually does is combs it. You can see how it's starting to pull it down. So it combs it and aligns the fiber, goes over all the workers and strippers, and it comes over the workers and strippers. The fine fiber will go out the back. Coarse fiber will drop below into the bins that are along the side underneath here. Typically, we'll have to run through like 4 times to get it clean enough for someone to want to wear it. So it's very labor intensive. That's why there's 2 of these.
It was called the Simpler Time Alpaca and Mill, and they're one of the last standing ones. To keep this business has been a struggle for him, is what this family had said, and so they're one of the last standing ones. Anyway, I found some fiber there. So as I was staying in San Diego, I got accepted to test a sweater pattern by Coffee and Crocheting. And she has some of the easiest patterns to follow if you are a new crochet or new to wanting to design a garment. Her patterns are very easy and simple, and the stitches are easy and simple. It's a great one to start out on, and they're not as hard as you think, okay? However, I was looking for yarn to do this pattern since I was being accepted to test, and this is the yarn that I chose. Okay, so here it is. It is a fingering weight, 70% baby alpaca and 30% silk. Oh, let me tell you, it feels amazing. Okay, this color was named after the granddaughter. So the grandmother, she was very happy that I purchased this because she said it's named after her granddaughter. Color is so pretty, and I just thought, oh, it's so lovely, and it would be gorgeous to wear, right? 70% baby alpaca and 30% silk. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use this as to test. So I bought 2 of them because I figured, yeah, I'll need 2. It has 436 yards. It's not enough. I need 6 to make this sweater. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but maybe I can make a tank top with little stitches, or maybe a lacy shawl. I'm very disappointed because I really wanted to make that sweater in this and be wearing this luxurious sweater. But to purchase 5 or 6 of these was not in my budget, if you get what I'm saying. They were each Each of these were $27. So
6 times 27. Cha-ching!
okay, so I bought this there thinking I was gonna have enough, and it wasn't. Okay, and then they were selling these dryer balls. So this is made from the same, you know, from their alpacas and the wool. Maybe it's the stuff that they don't use in the final product, but the other stuff that they won't sell. And maybe these feel nice though. These feel great. And so you put these in your dryer instead of dryer sheets, and they will soften your clothes and prevent static. So that was great. And then they had these little things, and I needed one for my son's house. He had made some keys, but he didn't have a keychain with it. And I just thought, oh, I'm gonna lose it. And these things were only $3. So I just bought 2 of them, one for me and one for him. And he had a different color, but I liked it. And I just thought it was neat. And that was my yarn crawl experience. I felt like I was gonna die. It was the hottest ever in San Diego. A storm hit. And so basically I spent most of my time cuddling. What's the matter, baby? What's the matter? What's the matter? You okay? Oh, you okay, baby? With my grand dog, because I have no grandbabies. And if I could sum up my grand dog, he is like a cop dog, ready. He will bite at the right moment. He will charge at the right moment. He will stop at the right moment if you ask him to. But it's like he failed cop school because he's a little dunce. And if I tell you his name, he lives up to his name. Ross. His name is Ross, and I call him Rossi because, you know, I'm grandma to my grand dog. And so we just had lots of cuddle time, and I had to make sure to walk him every morning and night and feed him and do all that stuff while my son was away. So yeah, that was my adventures. Will I be doing it again? Yes, but I will plan it correctly. You know, you learn from your first experience. And so I have learned I'm going to either Uber or I'm going to make sure my son is in town so he can be my chauffeur. Yeah, that's how I'm going to roll it next time. So San Diego, I'm going to take it by the reins next year. And I hope to see more people out there. It was a lot of fun, even though my adventures were painful. Okay, I shall talk to you soon. Oh, wait. What did I pack on my... I forgot to tell you what I packed. So for my birthday in July, I got this epic bag, and it has a large pocket here, and it has this lovely, woo, and it has for needles, and yeah, this is for needles, and then it has a zipper here and then a zipper here, and then it has 2 large areas, and it has these yarn feeding holes right here, and then it has where those yarn feeders are. There's 2 compartments so you can put your yarn in there, and another little divider to put more stuff, right? All kinds of yarny goodness. This is what I packed for my traveling, right? Because I took 2 trains and a bus. FYI, a train is a little too jiggly for me to get my stitches right. So this is what I worked on the way over there. I took this yarn that I had gotten from the Hobby Lobby yarn haul, and I was going to make this sweater, and this is another coffee and crocheting sweater, and it is kind of like a boyfriend sweater to me, and it has one basic granite, I think it's a granite stitch. It's called the chestnut sweater, and it's supposed to be a little loose, a little baggy. That's why I called it the boyfriend sweater. Lovely. Okay, so this is the yarn I chose to make it, and this is what it's looking like worked up. Not so bright. It's like the colors get lost in the stitch. You know, it just, you know, would you say that looked like that? It doesn't. So I had started this. Okay, and that's what I was working on the way over there. And this is what it looks like caked up into a ball. Big difference. And I'm like, is this the same colors? And it is. So anyway, so I took this. When I got selected to test, I had also brought this yarn just in case as something else to work on. In case I got tired of that, I brought this yarn. And if you've been watching me, I was going to make a very sexy sweater with a lace yoke around a collar here. It was going to be really pretty, but I decided to take that apart because it needed more focus time, and I just undid it since I only did 2 rows. And I was trying to meet gauge, and so I needed to use that yarn anyway. So this is the beginning of the test pattern, and it has the waffle stitch. So here is the bottom. So it's worked from the bottom up. You make it into 2 panels, and then you just connect the panels. It's really not hard to make a garment at all. So this is going to, it's very light. So yeah, I am going to make this coffee and crocheting sweater, and I will put the name of this one, but it's not out yet because I'm testing it. So that is what I took on my yarn adventures to San Diego Yarn Crawl. I didn't want to take amigurumi because you need so many little pieces and then stuffing, and you need it to be a tight stitch. And I just knew I wanted to relax. So I wanted to be able to sit back and not have to worry about inserting eyes and stuffing and little parts. So I took 2 garments to work on. So that is what I brought. And tune in Sunday, and I have lots more to share with you. So see you soon. Hit that like and subscribe. It's all free.